Hello, this is Marcus with a couple of quick pre-show announcements. First off, thank you so much for listening through the Betrayal exhibit. This has been by far our most ambitious arc in terms of editing and content, and I hope you're enjoying listening to it as much as I enjoyed experiencing it. I'm really happy with how it turned out. We wanted to give a quick shout out to our Patreons. We could not do this without you. We would not be able to keep this up, so we wanted to just say thank you so much for your support. And to everyone else, thank you for listening. If you're enjoying the show, the easiest way to support us is to go tell someone else about it, or you can become a Patreon supporter and potentially join the ranks of Aaron Hertz or D. Whitesoul, who we named characters after. You should recognize their names if you've listened to this much. After this episode, we'll do a couple of Tales from the Murder Museum before we hop back into our next exhibit, so I hope you look forward to some more short radio drama type stories. And I think that's everything. Enjoy The Betrayal.
Welcome to Aurelius Whitlock's Murder Museum.
It's time to stop monkeying around. I decided to outsource my zippy one-liner to start this episode to someone in the Discord. So thank you, Zanark or Xanark, for giving me that line.
Incredible.
And if you want to possibly influence a future episode, hop onto the Discord as well. Who knows when I'll decide that I am stumped and have no idea what to say to start an episode. But, quick recap. The haunt has just begun. Lord Whitesoul has tasked us with destroying the heart of M, and M, or the dreamer, has awoken. Fortunately, I know where the heart is. It's in the organ room, and I saw it through the Prometheus hidden study room. Unfortunately, I think that Belle Hertz has a head start on getting there, and I think that she has a different objective in mind. So, this murder mystery has turned into just a good old-fashioned ooky spooky board game extravaganza, and Genevieve just, I guess, woke me up, or where did she find me? In the kitchen?
If she found you in the entrance hall, you woke up.
Gotcha.
After being knocked out and stumbled out into the entrance hall.
Okay. Jen, did you see a monkey with a gun?
No, I haven't.
Okay, look out for one. That son of a gun, Sebastian, is armed and willing to use it. I think where we need to start is going to the door that is glowing upstairs and to the right.
All right. You go up the stairs. As you walk up the stairs, you notice a couple things. One, that there is a black ink-like substance starting to leak from each step.
That's totally normal. It was there before.
Yeah, 100%.
You just didn't mention it because, like,
I didn't want to distract you from the murder and stuff.
It's a normal amount of goop. Sorry, inky black ichor, like, oozing out of steps?
Yeah.
Okay, sure.
Just.
I mean, when I step on it, does more leak out?
No, but it's very, very sticky, and it takes a considerable amount of strength to unstick yourself from the stair.
Okay, well, we still get up there, I assume, eventually.
Yes, as you reach the top of the stairs, you notice the second thing. The door in front of you that was previously locked with all the sigils and whatnot is now lying open, and from somewhere within, you can hear a scream.
Is this a banshee scream like Jane?
Oh, it is certainly sounding like one.
Sure. I think that I should go through this door. The only other place I would possibly want to go is I heard all the grandfather clocks chime at midnight, and there was a suspicious grandfather clock that I spent a lot of time looking at in the ballroom. So part of me wants to see, is that a door that also opened? But for now, I think this is most extant. If there's a scream, you got to walk towards the scream when you're in Aurelius Whitlock's Murder Museum, so I will do that.
All right. The door opens to a hallway lit by blue light. There are two doors within, one on the left and one on the right. Ink is starting to bubble up in the corners as you notice a plaque and a map on the wall to your left.
You gotta read the plaque.
Okay. This is what the plaque says, and then you can look at the map.
Okay.
I told you earlier that the manor is alive, but I neglected to state the very nature of it. The heart is hidden away in the organ room. You will have to make your way there. I'm afraid she will not take kindly to your interference, and will most likely attempt to hinder your progress, so I advise you to stay away from the shadows, for that is where her creatures lie.
I assume this inky black stuff is probably the shadows.
Yeah, there's a decent chance. The map is in the Google file. It's labeled MELMAP, Mel map.
Oh boy, there's a new map, and it is covered. It is covered in inky blackness. There are still those symbols around the outside. Point of note, I was talking about that being a piano puzzle. Now I am confident it is an organ puzzle, especially with like the whole "you are the key" thing. I think, well, actually, no, that's a separate puzzle. There are a lot of puzzles going on here, but I think there's going to be something with me needing to play certain notes in the organ. Oh boy. The manor has a new name. It is no longer Weitzel Manor. It is Melanoy Manor. That confirms who this entity is. Basically, everything is messed up. This is a completely different manor now, which makes sense. We heard there would be some changes.
Just a few. Speaking of changes, you hear a bubbling noise from behind you and turn around to see ink pooling from the base of the stairs and leaking towards the open door. Just then, there's a shattering ripping sound as the doors to the dining room explode, and a creature made of dripping ink lumbers out, chasing Sebastian the monkey. The monkey darts up.
Good.
Good. The monkey darts up, disappearing around the corners, and the ink creature starts slipping up the stairs.
When you say ink creature, are we talking like, is it globby? Is it in the form of like a four-legged beast or a person?
It is more globby at the moment, indistinguishable, vaguely arm-shaped things, but right now no clear shape.
Yikes.
Except for 2 glowing blue eyes.
We got to get out of here. There's a left door and a right door. Is there any distinguishing features between the two?
There is not. There's a left door and there's a right door.
Nathan is holding up tiles from the board game Betrayal at House on the Hill. We are literally playing a game. All right. I choose the left. I go to the left.
You open the door as the nightmare ink creature reaches the top of the stairs. Inside is, yet again, another thin hallway leading to yet another door. You run inside, Genevieve following. As your foot hits the wooden floorboards, you hear a sickening crack and start to feel the wood splinter beneath you. In a matter of moments, the entire thin hallway is collapsing. You scramble towards the door at the end as you hear Genevieve scream behind you.
Genevieve! Can I reach back and try to grab her? Is she falling through the floorboards?
As you turn around, you see a gaping hole, and 15 feet below, Genevieve is sprawled in a pile of twisted wood in the midst of yet another corridor. She picks herself up as the nightmare creature appears in the doorway, dripping ink and finding you with its blue eyes. Keep going! I'll meet up with you later!
All right. Fair enough. Dang it. I keep running.
All right. So you go through. The door at the end of the hall has a symbol of a minotaur on it.
Oh, what do I know about the minotaur? I know that there are minotaurs other places in this manor. It's not locked, is it?
It is not.
Okay, I just walk in then.
You open it, and as you open the door, a cold draft rushes over you. The room beyond is lit by a single candle by the doorway. You can see that the floor here is stone and dripping with ink. With the dim light of the candle, that's all you can see at the moment.
Does Pocket Watson have a flashlight function? I open up Pocket Watson. How brightly does my Watson shine?
He shines brighter than the candle, so...
Good.
As you open him up, he can't really see you since you're holding him in front of you, and he's a little confused and protests a little bit, but, you use him as a little flashlight.
He should be used to being used by now.
It never gets used to. As you walk tentatively forward, you notice that the wall started closing a little bit, and then there's a sharp turn. Go ahead and open maze.
Maze. Oh dear. Is this the mansion? Am I about to walk through this maze?
You are about to walk through this maze. So how this will work is I will ask you to say which letter you're going to next, and if you double back, just tell me.
Okay, I'm looking at a hexagonal grid that has different letters in it. So I'm going to walk through to S.
Keep going.
Okay. Next up, I'm going to go to F.
Okay. As you reach F, you hear something in the depths behind you. A metallic roaring. You are not alone here.
Is it behind me?
It is coming from somewhere behind you.
I run to the next F.
Okay.
And then O.
Okay. You reach O, and then the corridor twists out into a small space with yet another door. In front of the door are 4 coffins. On the door is a small plaque with symbols and some numbers.
What are the symbols?
The symbol is mostly a nymph. The door has a small number lock with 4 slots.
And what do these 4 coffins have on them?
The 4 coffins have 4 different words, one on each heading. 4 words are I've,
Caught.
our,
Oh, okay. Say that again.
I've,
our.
even, and nay, N-E.
Boy. All right, I need to write it down. 1 second.
Oh, don't worry. You can look at it at Coffin PNG if you want to see how.
Oh, thank
that's
you.
spelled.
Thank you, PNG. That's clever. So I'm thinking that each of these is missing the first letter, and each of these is a number. So our is 4, even is 7, I've is 5, and NE is 1. Let me just check to see if the letters F, S, F, O. Those are the letters of the maze I just walked through. Interesting. Okay, so can I put them in clockwise order into this number lock?
Yes, you can. You put it in, and the door unlocks. As you look at the door, you notice that there is also, again, the small plaque with a series of numbers that you've seen before in the secret room.
Numbers to translate?
Yes.
The same numbers or a new string?
A new string.
Okay, I open my Pocket Watson and I start reading off numbers.
All right. Pocket Watson narrates to you the following. Sumter, after Belle and I parted ways, I realized that I wasn't cut out as a father, so I left you in the care of others, serving only as a patron from the shadows. But the great evil, the nightmare I'd trapped, was still in my manor, had nightmares leaking out. I'm sure you've noticed the unsettling things lurking deeper in the manor, like the rapidly approaching Minotaur. You must move forward. As you read that, you do hear the roar coming closer.
I just walked through the Minotaur's maze. Through the door I unlocked.
All right. You walk through the door into the furnace room.
Is it warmer than it was in the last room?
Yes, the room is noticeably warmer in here. The room is smaller, more cramped, and full of tiles speckled with holes and symbols. You notice that there are 3 other doors. 2 of the doors have heavy bars dropped from the ceiling, covering the front of the door. The 3rd door is unbarred. If you want to get a picture of what the room looks like, go ahead and look at furnace floor.
Oh boy. This is a 6x6 grid of a bunch of esoteric runes and glyphs, and I don't want any of it. Let's see. Are there any notes on the walls or the furnace or anything like that?
Yes. So, as you are looking around, you notice a couple things. One, you notice that Genevieve, appears from the third unbarred door, dusty but unharmed. You take a step towards her, but before you can even put your foot down, the room bursts into flames.
Oh my gosh.
Open furnace.mov.
We have a video now? Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. So, the flames are dancing around.
There's one more piece of information.
Yes, go for it.
On the ceiling, you see an image above you. Go ahead and open U entrance. On the ceiling, you see the pattern on the floor along with these string of symbols. Looking around, you notice that you are, in fact, the X on the lower left.
Lower left.
So for those of you playing along at home, again, like Marcus said, it's a grid of symbols with 4 doorways, one on each wall.
Okay.
Genevieve is on the X on the east wall.
Well, it looks like there are 4 different phases in this room of which tiles are on fire. It looks like, at least for Genevieve, it looks like the symbols on the ceiling match the symbols that she needs to walk on before they light on fire. So from the east side, she can go the H symbol, the fish symbol, the omega symbol, the triangle, the Celtic knot, the H with the slash through it. That I don't know what these symbols are, but
Yeah.
She basically goes left, left, down, right, down, down, left, 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 down. So she can get to me. I tell her where to go.
Okay. As you tell her where to go, she starts giving you instructions as well, because she has images on the ceiling as well. Okay. So tell me her path, and I'll tell you which tile she tells you to step on. This will be riveting.
I tell her to move 1 to the left,
Okay.
to the H.
All right. She says to go forward 1 space.
I tell her to go left once more.
Okay. Go right.
She should go south or down.
Okay. East.
Then she needs to go to the right.
Okay. North.
Okay. South.
North again.
We're passing by each other at this
Yes.
point.
You are diagonal. As you do this dance, we don't have to go through the rest of the symbols, you get the gist of it. But as you do this dance, you notice that each of the tiles presses down slightly until you both reach one of the barred doors.
Mm-hmm.
As you step from the last symbol onto the bar door tile, the bars lift up and flames fill the entire room.
Like strangers passing in the night. Jen, I think that we got different directions that we gotta go.
I'll see if I can find you along the way.
What are you looking for, by the way? Like, I'll pick it up if I find it before you do.
It'll most likely be in the organ room.
You really don't want to tell me.
That spoils half the fun.
All right. Have fun dying then, I guess. I don't know. We'll see you in a bit.
All right. On the door is a symbol of a serpent along with another number plaque.
Boy, okay. So we're going through each of the crest of Allistone Academy. And I don't remember what each of these symbolize, but wasn't one like courage? One was wisdom?
Yep. Strength, wisdom, curiosity, passion.
Do those match the type of trials that I'm going through right now at all?
The Minotaur's maze, the flaming passion.
Oh my gosh. You master weaver of tales. Okay, I break out Pocket Watson to translate this new message.
All right. This new message says the following. Still, I could keep her here, and so I hid the key to awakening her within you, the very being her power had granted me to make. That makes you the key. Melanoi only grows stronger, and after my death it is only a matter of time before she breaks free.
Pocket Watson, I feel like these messages feel almost invasive to read. They are pretty intimate things that belong to a dead man.
Oh, I'm feeling a little uncomfortable myself, but alas.
This sucks. This is awful. All right. Onward we trek to what I assume is going to be a test of strength or maybe curiosity.
Okay. You open the door and walk into a mechanical massacre. It is yet again another darkened room, but lit by sparks of broken machinery, twisted metal limbs, broken glass. As your eyes adjust to the gloom, you can see a faint glow at the end of the room, the outline of a door. You make your way through the discarded metal and realize two things. One, they are partially finished automata, prototypes that look familiar. And two, many of them have been slashed apart quite intensely. And at this point, you hear another scream, closer, but from ahead.
What are the odds that these things, wake up and start trying to attack me like World War Z?
As you walk across, some spark, some shudder at you, but they seem very immobilized at this point.
When you say these are familiar, these look like prototypes of Sumter?
You catch glimpses of that familiar cheeky face.
The cheekbones. They iterated early on and landed solidly on the cheekbones.
Yes, yeah.
That never changed.
He knew what he wanted from the beginning with that, so.
Are all of them can I tell that they're all journalists? I don't know.
You can't really tell that they're journalists. They don't look finished. Some of them don't fully have, skin on them. Some of them are just mostly the metal parts. Some have partially finished arms or whatnot, but all of them have been slashed apart and are now sparking quite heavily, as if something rampaged through them.
Terrifying.
Yeah.
Is there another plaque on this next door?
There is, with the symbol of an octopus. This is the next plaque. Here in this morbid hall, behind glassy display cases, lie the unfinished prototypes, versions of yourself that Belle and I never could quite get working. Because Sumter, you are different. With your heart, you could expose Melanoi's weakness, open her heart and shatter it, but in so doing, it would shatter your own. You may not see the reason in killing her. You may, like Hertz, wish to bargain with her, to feel her power under your fingertips. But this is a death sentence.
I open up Pocket Watson. I mean, he read that to me. I ask Pocket Watson, what do you know about Melanoy?
Well, it's not something I'm supposed to talk about. We're not supposed to acknowledge the existence of other Newmen.
But are we safe here?
Well, I did not expect to find you in this exhibit. I cannot guarantee your safety.
All right, then. I guess this wasn't curated for me, so to speak.
Most definitely not. We try to avoid people running into others they've already met in other exhibits.
Well.
And for two, we try to avoid people running into Newmans, but,
Well, here we are.
At least that's what I thought we were doing.
Well, onward.
Okay. The next door leads to the attic. It is an unfinished room of broken floorboards and a sharp slanted ceiling. You have to actually duck a little bit in order to get inside. The floor of the room is thin wooden slats. You can see the door at the other corner, as well as 3 gargoyles precariously balanced and a small patch of vines in the corner. But through the copious gaps and holes in the floor, you can actually see a distant room below, a chasm with 2 doors spanning either side of the hole. You watch as Genevieve appears through one of the doors, sword in one hand and splattered with dark ink.
Dang, I had... Hey, Genevieve, I had a leisurely stroll. But what have you been up to?
That's so lovely for you. I'm glad it's just been a walk in the park.
Yes, I can see this is all very trying for you.
Do me a favor and get the bridge down. As she says this, she points to the wall above her where you can see the bridge is being suspended by vines. vines that you see connect to the ones coming up into the attic.
Okay. Is there a place to plant my feet?
Yes, go ahead and open... What's it called? Oh, it's called attic.
Attic.
So, what you're seeing here is the grid of the attic. The black holes are where there are missing floorboards, and the white spaces are where there is floorboards to walk across. Vines, one corner, those are the 3 gargoyles, that's the door.
Okay. When I move, do the gargoyles move?
No, they don't. But, tell me where you're moving.
I'm starting on the bottom.
Yes.
I move north 1 square.
Okay.
I move east 1 square.
Okay, as you move east, the square that you were just on crumbles down below, and Genevieve has to jump out of the way for fear of the falling debris.
Oh boy, so this might be a space-filling type puzzle. Let me describe what else I see here. The gargoyles, one of them has 3R on it, one has 1L, and the third one has 1L as well. That makes me think right and left. But then on the far right side, next to where those vines are the numbers 55445, which I do not know what it would mean in this context. Does it feel like I need to keep moving, or does standing here not trigger anything?
You have a few seconds, but you couldn't stand there forever. You get the feeling this is not super safe.
Okay. I move east 1 square.
Okay.
And then south 1 square.
Okay.
East.
Okay.
East.
Mm-hmm.
Anything happening?
Nothing is happening besides the falling floorboards and Genevieve gently cursing you from below.
Each one of the squares I was on is falling, though?
Yes.
Okay. So I'm now standing on the square that says 5 on it.
Mm-hmm.
Is there anything happening while I'm standing here?
No.
Is there any dirt here?
There is not. Just another floorboard.
Okay, I move forward north 1 square.
As you move forward north 1 square, the square behind you, that you were just on, falls away. And the 5, which is, by the way, I should explain, on the wall, glows.
Okay, I move north again.
You move north again, the 4 glows.
North again.
The next 4 glows, and you are on the square with 5.
And I move north again.
Okay. You've reached the vines, and there's a small mound of dirt, and the vines are reachable.
Okay, I plant my feet in the dirt, and I will the vines to build a bridge for Genevieve.
Okay. The vines lower the bridge, and she starts crossing. But as you lower the bridge, you also see Belle Hertz emerge from the door opposite to Genevieve.
Ugh.
They start to rush at each other, but are stopped by another sound. A gurgling roar as something rises from the chasm. A monster made of ink and machine. Genevieve curses again. And go ahead and open chasm.
Oh, gosh. Okay. So I can see that there's an inky black thing on the side of the chasm, that these 2 individuals are on the bridge, and I already know that tiles fall when I step on them. Mm-hmm. So I feel like I need to do a little bit of strategic dancing to take out first the monster and then Belle.
Okay. Belle is the orange circle, by the way, and Genevieve is the red.
Okay. I move... I think that I should be able to move north, west, 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 north, and I have dropped a whole bunch of tiles in their general vicinity and made it to the other side of the room. Does that work?
Yes, you can make it to the other side of the room. As you pass the gargoyle, 1L, it teeters precariously.
Oh.
With one push, you could get it to push to one side.
Can I push it once to the left?
Yes. You push it, and you see that it falls 1 square to the left.
Oh, okay. So does it fall on Belle?
It falls as you... Are you telegraphing this move, or are you just pushing it?
I mean, I choose not to telegraph, but that doesn't necessarily mean I'm not being obvious about what I'm trying to do. I don't know.
Okay. Just trying to determine whether or not you're trying to do this sneakily, or you're just like, hey, Belle, eat this, and then push a gargoyle on top.
I mean, that's pretty good. But no, I'm not saying that.
Okay.
I just tried to do as speedy as I can to catch her off guard.
All right. Push the gargoyle, and it falls to the room below, catching her on the side. She falls onto the floor of the bridge, and the bridge itself, one of the ropes, snaps. So the bridge is now hanging precariously. Belle, obviously injured, and Genevieve struggles to get across.
This other gargoyle says 3 right. Can I pull it or push it 3 squares to the right to drop on the creature?
You can. As you push that gargoyle, it falls, again, 3 squares to the right, knocking into the creature of ink and pulling it down into the chasm. And Genevieve is able to, with difficulty, get across.
Now she's not gonna kick Belle into the soup?
She actually drags Belle onto the solid ground where she came from.
Now why'd you do that, Jen?
She still has the heart.
Are you taking it from her?
You see her rifle through Belle's pockets and hold up the heart.
All right.
It's a small mechanical heart. It's shaped like a Valentine's heart and has a long key-like obtrusion that's thin and spindly.
Rock on. Okay. Well, I mean, onward. I assume that Jen and I are headed the same direction, just on different floors.
Yes. All right. The door, again, has a plaque with the following. She's a Newman, the Newman of nightmares, a near-deific being whose powers run rampant at the realm of dreams. She exists to twist the dreams of mortals into chaos and fear, extracting endeavor and wrenching away a part of their souls in the process. With the help of the others, you will be able to expose her heart. With the objects gathered, play to her on the organ, and she will come. Then you must break her heart.
Okay. Onward.
The door leads out onto the roof. The roof is a thin walkway leading to a stone tower. Thin vines swirl along the bottom, and at the top of the tower you see a small window, golden light spilling onto the face of a monster. Long 6-inch fangs hang from a face that could only minimally resemble Alec Harker. A medallion hangs from his throat. There's a flash of lightning, and then he's gone. And from within the tower, you hear screams. It seems that he's found some victims.
Are these vines strong enough to climb or no?
They are.
I climb them.
Okay. You climb the vines and you come to the window. Up here, you see that Medina and Jane are both cornered by Alec. They're pressed against the far wall, an iron trapdoor at their feet, and Alec, or whatever that creature is advancing towards them. The medallion is hanging loosely from his throat.
I got a tool for this. It's hanging loosely. I take out my moratoria, click it open, and I attempt to yank it from his throat. Once doing that, I back away a safe distance and I unclick the moratoria.
Okay. You manage to grab the medallion from his throat, and this time there's no pesky monkey in the room to steal it away from you. And yes, as you restart time, Alec, or whatever the creature is, eyes grow large and wide, and he starts convulsing and drops to the floor. What did you do? Medina rushes over to Alec and starts
patting him?
Yes.
Nathan just made the hand movement as if he was burping a baby, and so I can only assume that that's what she does at this point.
Exactly, yes.
Pat.
Just a little bit of indigestion. Alec turns into a raging monster.
Okay, well, crisis averted. Oh shoot. Can I say that I grabbed the amulet with the locket or something?
I will allow it.
No, it's okay. I forgot. I did forget. So, what do you want? I could say that I grabbed it with my bare hands. I did not think about that.
The amulet does start burning as you start time. So,
I would drop it and then try to use Pocket Watson as a little clamp for it because we've done that kind of thing before.
Yes. You are able to pick it up with Pocket Watson, though he mutters quite annoyed.
Mutters obscenities.
Yes, he does not like being quite this close to a piece of vampire relic thing.
That's the technical term.
Yes.
Oh boy. Well, is there a way back down from this tower through the trap door, or just
There's
outside
the trap
window?
door, yes. You can lift open the trap door, and it leads to a spiral staircase.
I am going to head down there because I think that the three of these people are going to be safe enough without me.
Yes, it seems Elk is thoroughly passed out, and Medina is trying to rouse him while Jane is quietly panicking.
As one does. As one should, really. Okay, down the stairs I go.
The stairs lead into a lavish master bedroom full of red silk and velvet. There are no paintings here, and surprisingly, no dripping ink. But most of the room is taken up by a fireplace and a large 4-poster bed. Genevieve stands on top of that bed, breathing heavily, dried ink on her sword. Told you I'd make it.
And so you did. Which way to the heart? Do you know?
As you ask, she turns around and stabs the headboard of the bed with her sword, and it goes clean through, right through where the wall should be. If I'd hazard a guess, I'd say it's through there.
All right, let me help you move this bed.
All right, you move the bed aside, revealing a passageway made of the same dark stone that you've seen. As it turns a corner, it opens up into another larger, colossal room, and you see a final plaque. Watson translates. You must be asking yourself why I never stopped her before. It is because of the power they gifted me in order to create you. Because of this, your lives are inexorably tied together. A piece of her is within your heart. Killing her requires the same cost of you. Thus, you will need to cede your life to stop this evil. I am so sorry that you bear this curse. Open your heart and be rid of her forever, or close it and walk away. The choice is yours, for I cannot and will not force you to toss away a life of accomplishment. No matter what you choose, always know that you are my greatest creation. Lord Whitesell.
Well, that decision got a lot easier when someone else made it for him.
Right, but that would have been such an impactful moment.
Dang.
Alas.
Well, taken willingly or unwillingly, it's still a sacrifice appreciated, I suppose. And we trek onward.
You trek on into the organ room. The room looks similar to how it did from the grate, but the angle was all wrong to truly appreciate the size. The organ easily stands 30 feet tall, towering over everything, while the pews are crooked, and the painting stares opposite the organ, just as large.
I saw this painting before, and I think I didn't ask you what it was. What is this painting of?
It is a small bed of grass. You've actually seen this background before, but last time you saw it, the dreamer was in the center of it. This looks eerily similar to the dreamer's painting in the gallery, just larger and devoid of the dreamer.
Is there still a heart at the organ?
There is still a large crystal heart surrounded by vines, pulsing slightly. As you look, there seems to be, again, a shape or something swirling on the inside.
Like a spirit, a wisp?
Something of that nature.
Is there any place to insert the heart of Sumter?
You go up to the organ. The organ has all its keys spread out, and it looks like there are clasps and latches, but they're closed at the moment. Genevieve starts pulling objects from her satchel.
Are the objects she's grabbing the ones that we saw from the map? The cage, the flask?
Yes. She pulls out the cage with Tevye the bird, the flask with the potion in it, the elixir, the urn, which you can now see has some floating gaseous form inside it.
Yes. Yes, the urn. I was about to say, where is Lord Whitesell? He was supposed to make a guest appearance, and we have not seen him. And what else? What else does she grab?
The sword.
Oh, that's why she has the sword. I was like, where did she get that sword? I forgot about that sword.
The sword, the heart, which you can see, and then she looks at you. Please, please tell me that you have the bee.
I feel around my neck. Is it still there?
It is still there. You pull it out,
Oh, thank goodness.
and she breathes a sigh of relief, and she even gives you a little hug.
How nice.
Yes. As you have all the items gathered there, you also have all the words. You can see, she shows you that the heart on it has the following word written. Seed. C-E-D-E.
Ah, yes. I was about to, when you said see it, I was like, Nathan, S is not a note on a keyboard. But, of course, you tricky man, C-E-D-E can be played on a keyboard. I do not know an order, however, for these objects.
As you look at the urn, you see a shape take form in the glowing fog through the window. It's the shape of a bee.
Shape of a bee?
Yes, like the insect.
Was White Soul reincarnated as a bee?
No. Genevieve steps forward and plays B-E-E on the organ.
Ah.
As she does, the room erupts into sound, and a little V-shaped indent appears above the keys.
Okay, what's next, Lord Whitesoul?
The image of a sword appears.
I sit down next to Genevieve and I play E-D-G-E.
As you play E-D-G-E, a slot appears, and Genevieve, without hesitating, stabs the sword into it. At this point, you start to hear laughter. Rumbling laughter that starts to shake the whole room, and hear a voice from behind you. My, what do we have here?
Not gonna engage, not gonna play any games. What item is next?
The next item is the cage.
C-A-G-E.
A little platform appears, and Genevieve places the cage on top of it, and it clicks into place. You hear more voice, and the voice again from behind you. You have no idea what you're doing.
I'm pretty sure I'm putting you back to sleep. This one's gonna be a little more permanent.
Are you turning around, or are you still facing the organ?
I'm facing the organ. What's the next thing I see?
The next thing you see is the bottle for the elixir.
This one was E-F-F-A-C-E, efface.
A brass funnel appears. Genevieve uncorks the elixir and pours it in. The voice behind you speaks again. Do you even understand what that mortal did? What that unholy being who dared to meddle in the realm of gods? He trapped me here in this place. And here you are, doing his bidding in this manner of madness. He kept only a fraction of my consciousness awake in the form of a painting so I could stare at my locked-up heart, day in, day out. She continues ranting.
Melanoy, I have not seen anything that makes me think letting you have full reign of the place would be a good idea. So, enough games. We're finishing this.
Okay. The next image is a skull.
I don't have a skull, right?
You have the urn, though.
I do have the urn. Does it say dead on it?
Yes.
D-E-A-D.
A window where sheet music would be pops open, and you can slot the urn inside. Finally, there's the image of the heart.
Which has the word? Which word?
Seed. C-E-D-E.
I play on the piano C-E-D-E.
The organ shudders, and the floor beneath you rolls away, revealing a small mound of dirt with thick vines coming up from it. It's time, Marcus.
I tuck in my toesies into the dirt, and I command the vines to grab the heart and bring it to us or break it, whichever I'm able to do.
Melanoy starts screaming. Go ahead and open finale. As your vines withdraw from the heart, the organ music grows to crescendo, the blue light intensifying. The swirling shape inside the heart convulses, and then, with a sharp crack, the crystal heart falls from its place among the pipes and crashes to the floor, shattering into glittery pieces. In the midst of the cracked shards lies the writhing black mass, a heart made of darkness. The dreamer shrieks, causing the whole room to shudder. Rocks begin to rain from the ceiling, and you will your vines to keep everything steady, but you can feel something sticky at your feet. Black ink is pooling around you, bleeding into the dirt mound. The shrieking abruptly turns to laughter. You pause before turning around to see that Genevieve has picked up the heart. For a moment, she stares at it, and then soundlessly, she walks over to the dreamer's portrait, to Melanoy's portrait.
Oh, I knew you'd be weak. We all want something.
She laughs again, her grating laugh filling the still rumbling room. Genevieve pulls out an amulet you last saw wrapped around a mummy, and presses it into the inky heart.
Dang it, Genevieve!
Melanoy, I offer this to you, that you may be free of this place, that you may travel beyond this reality. In exchange,
I know what you want in exchange.
Melanoy's eyes glow a ferocious blue as she steps from the painting and into the organ room. Her form glitches slightly, as if not quite present. She reaches out and grabs the heart from Genevieve's hand. There's a flash of blue, and suddenly Melanoy is floating, shifting, her dress becoming an impossible shade of blue, her eyes darkening to a black as she laughs and laughs and laughs. Genevieve once again starts to speak.
Melanoy, I ask
What you ask is beyond me at the moment.
But you have your heart, and the amulet.
Ah, my dear, do not pretend you did me any great favor. My heart was growing looser every day, and the scarab is incomplete.
What?
A piece of it still lies with that fool Merikari.
But,
However,
Melanoy rests a hand on Genevieve's shoulder as ink starts to pour from her eyes.
I see potential in you. Come.
She waves a hand, and a shimmering circle made of the darkest midnight appears.
An exhibit awaits with one final task.
one task?
Find the other half, and then you will see your sister again.
Genevieve glances back at you once, twice, and then steps through. Melanoy looks at you.
Marcus, I'll see you soon.
And then she laughs and laughs and laughs as the rooms start to crumble around you. But before you can be buried by falling stone, you find yourself falling through the darkness and back to the stained stones of the murder museum. The organ before you lies cracked and broken, and through the slight buzzing in your head, you can hear something, a whirring, and a voice, the voice of the curator.
This is not supposed to be happening. Not moonshine.
Stumbling out into the corridor, you follow the sound until you come upon a room in which the curator stands, surrounded by whirring tape equipment. The tape strands have spewed out onto the floor in a tangle of auditory tentacles, while smoke billows from the machines. It seems that it's not quite time to leave the murder museum. At least, not yet.
7 5 14 5 22 9 5 22 5 9 11 14 15 23 25 15 21 23 1 14 20 20 15 18 5 19 3 21 5 25 15 21 18 19 9 19 20 5 18 2 21 20 9 20 19 20 15 15 4 1 14 7 5 18 15 21 19. Your friend, Lord Weitzel.